strong person of interest in healthcare, C.E.O.s killing to be arraigned on gun charges. The man, Luigi Mangione, was arrested in Altoona, PA, after he was spotted in a McDonald's. He is expected in court at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Here's the latest on the case. A 26-year-old Maryland native has been arrested on gun charges and for questioning in connection with last week's killing of a health insurance executive in Midtown Manhattan that prompted a manhunt up and down the East Coast, the New York Police Department said. The man being questioned was identified as Luigi Mangione, the police commissioner, Jessica Tisch, said at a news briefing on Monday afternoon. Mr. Mangione is scheduled to appear in court in Blair County, PA, at 6 p.m. Monday for a preliminary arraignment on gun charges, according to court officials. He was arrested in a McDonald's in Altoona, PA, after an employee recognized him and called the authorities at about 9:15 a.m. The police had shared a steady stream of photos of the man believed to be the gunman since the shooting. He was sitting there eating, Joseph Kenny, the police department's chief of detectives, said at the briefing. Mr. Mangione was carrying a gun, a silencer, and false identification cards similar to those they believe the killer used in New York, according to one of the law enforcement officials and a person briefed on the investigation. Mr. Mangione showed the police the same fake New Jersey identification that the man believed to be the gunman presented when he checked into a hostel on the Upper West Side of Manhattan on Nov. 24, a senior law enforcement official said. The gun appears to be a so-called ghost gun, assembled from parts that may have been made from a 3D printer, Chief Kenny said. Mr. Mangione was also carrying a handwritten manifesto that criticized healthcare companies for putting profits above care, according to two law enforcement officials. He was born and raised in Maryland and has lived in San Francisco and Honolulu, the police said. Mr. Mangione attended Gilman School in Baltimore, a private high school where he wrestled and graduated in 2016 as the class valedictorian. The school sent an email to alumni on Monday afternoon. This is deeply distressing news on top of an already awful situation, Henry P. Smith, head of school, wrote. Our hearts go out to everyone affected. On social media, a man named Luigi Mangione posted pictures of his travels with friends and family. He earned both a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in engineering at the University of Pennsylvania and graduated in 2020. His major was in computer science, and he minored in mathematics. He has not been charged in connection with the killing. New York police investigators arrived in Altoona, in western Pennsylvania, about 280 miles from the city, later Monday. The killing set off a manhunt that stretched well beyond New York City and commanded days of national attention after Wednesday morning's attack on Brian Thompson, 50, the chief executive of United Healthcare, outside a hotel in Midtown. The authorities believe the killer left New York by bus shortly after. Mr. Mangione arrived in Altoona on a Greyhound bus, a senior law enforcement official said. Mr. Thompson's killer is also believed to have taken a Greyhound when he arrived in New York City 10 days before the shooting. Here's what else to know. New photographs released. The police over the weekend released 2 images they said showed the suspect, including one of him in the back seat of a taxi on the day of the shooting. They examined thousands of hours of footage from surveillance cameras to glean information about the man's movements over the course of what they believed were his 11 days in New York City, starting with his arrival on a bus that originated in Atlanta on Nova. 24. They also recovered bullet casings at the scene with the words depose, deny, and delay written on them, a possible reference to terms used by insurers to avoid paying claims. A recovered backpack, Officers also recovered a backpack in Central Park on Friday that they believe the man may have discarded as he cycled away from the scene of the shooting toward the Upper West Side before he caught the cab. They had yet to publicly confirm if the backpack belonged to the man or contained any items of value to the investigation. The police found monopoly money in the backpack, according to a law enforcement official briefed on the investigation.